Okay, everyone, let's go. This gets more complicated every year. There's more kids every year. Say cheese!
I'm cooking dinner again. It's that time of the day again. It's nap time. I'm just grabbing some butter from the fridge, but I'm making risotto tonight, salmon and prawn risotto. Everyone loves this recipe. This is an Annabelle caramel recipe, and I'm just heating up my pan right now, but Jonathan was making the joke yesterday, or not making the joke, he was like being serious yesterday about me using up all of his wine, his expensive wine. Let me just balance you on this potato masher over here. Are you interested in seeing what I'm doing? There we go. So you would laugh if you could see the camera right now. If there was a film crew in here like filming me doing this, you would just laugh so much. You're literally balancing on a potato masher. Yeah, who needs tripods, right? But yesterday Jonathan was just saying how I'm stealing all his wine. I think that might have been on the vlog, I can't really remember. And he was saying how I shouldn't be using it because his wine is expensive, blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about wine, okay? I don't drink wine, I don't like wine. I mean, I like it in cooking, but you know. So I don't really know, but I thought it was just yesterday's recipe, and then I checked today and it was like 150 mils of wine. I was like, oh crap. So he actually gave me a cheap wine that I can use instead because he was very upset about the fact that I was wasting his good wine. Although it makes it taste good, you know, so I shouldn't complain, really. I love this recipe so much. Do not. Okay, we're gonna wash this one. It fell on the floor, but we're gonna wash it, okay? It'll be fine. We are gonna saute these leeks up in the butter. Smells delish. I never had a garlic press before. And then I got this Joseph one. Love Joseph, like kitchen, if I could figure out how to use it. Kitchen appliances, I just think they're so cool. Okay, and we're adding this garlic. We need to saute these for 5 minutes. Okay, so now we're just making the risotto by adding the fish stock, and I've already added the wine. I'm just adding the fish stock a little bit at a time so that it kind of fully absorbs and cooks. As I'm cooking, because this is going to take about 20 minutes, I thought I would chat with you guys a little bit about my recovery journey because, well, Jonathan thought it would be a good idea for me to share. He's not forcing me to do anything, but he was just, we were talking about it, and he was like, why don't you, because of my last video, talking about it in terms of like, you know, the voices coming back and like the kind of a lot of the older mentality that I used to have coming back in after I stopped breastfeeding and all of that. That video was in his mind and in mine too, like very powerful, and a lot of people reached out to me after that video, and I just thought, and he thought like that was really impactful and important of a message to put out there, and just not to hide things like that, because things like this can be really shameful sometimes, or it can feel very shameful sometimes, but actually the less you talk about it and the more you hide it, the more power it gives the disorder. So anyway, I thought I would talk about it because Jonathan just said that, you know, it would probably help a lot of people, and I think he's really right. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. Basically, when I went and got help originally, it was after I had stopped breastfeeding Eduardo, and I knew things had got really bad, and I just wanted something to, like, I knew something had to change. So I sought professional help, and I went to see a psychologist. And I remember at the end of my journey with him and my kind of recovery, so to speak, he said to me, and now he was not a dedicated eating disorder specialist. He was a psychologist who specialized in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and kind of dealt with like a lot of different issues like anxiety, depression, like all that kind of stuff as well. So he wasn't just for eating disorders. I just want to make that clear. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gone down that route. I do think that he was helpful, and the things that I uncovered were very helpful for kind of my overall mental health. But I think ultimately the reason why I recovered was kind of the work that I was doing with him, and also research that I'd done on my own. So he never actually tackled like the physical stuff, like my diet or, you know, binging and purging, restriction, like that stuff wasn't really tackled. It was more like underlying issues, which is fine. But I think just what I know now is that actually a lot of it is just the physical side, and I didn't know that at the time. So having said all of that, I did recover. And then I remember he said to me, and it was almost like, and I'm not bashing him by any means, but it was almost like a death sentence, because he was like, I think that this is just something that you will always struggle with. Like, it'll always be something. He didn't say it like that. He didn't say it so negatively, but he was just like, it's something that you'll probably always have to work on. But I remember when he said that, I just felt so, I mean, I was happy with the work that I had done, and I was happy at the stage I was back then when I was ready to leave him, because I knew I was like, okay. But it was always there in the back of my mind that, you know, this could always come back. And I never liked that idea. I always felt just this, just inside of me, I felt like it was like an untamed, or like a tamed monster that could be set free again. Does that make sense? Like, I had tamed it, but it could over time set free again and become untamed again. That's kind of how I felt, and I think he's not alone in that thinking. I think there are a lot of healthcare professionals and psychologists that do believe that, but that was a few years ago. I was fine for years, and then, like I said, after, you know, having Andrea and stopping breastfeeding him, just things started to creep back in, and I'm aware of them now, but they can easily spiral. So I decided that, because I did a lot of research myself, and I decided that I would seek out the help of a specific eating disorder recovery coach. I felt kind of stupid when I was filling out the form, because it was like asking you how bad your disorder is, or like what behaviors you're doing, and I just felt like a fraud, because I felt like, actually, I don't even need help. Like, I'm really not that bad, you know, like I'm nowhere near what I was when I first sought help, and am I really worthy of this? Like, should I even be spending this money? Like, should I even be doing this? But deep down, I just knew that I wasn't fully healed. Like, there were still, if I were fully healed, then how is it then that things can creep back in so easily, you know? And I just had done all this research and found this website that basically tells you that full recovery is possible and full freedom is possible, and I want that. Like, that's what I want for myself. I don't want to live in fear that this is going to rear its ugly head again. I don't want to live thinking that, you know, there's a possibility that this could come back. I want it to just be done and never have to think about it again. Or not never have to think about it again, it's obviously a big part of my life, but never have to worry that it's going to come back again. So anyway, that was a few weeks ago, and then last week I had my first call with my coach, and it was truly like groundbreaking stuff. I kid you not. Like, I have just done a huge turnaround since our just one call. I have my next call tomorrow. The thing about these coaches is that they've all suffered from the same thing, so they've all been there, And just to hear from somebody who's older than me, also a woman, also a mum, and who has been through it and can honestly sit there and say to me, I no longer struggle whatsoever with this issue, is just, for me, it just gave me so much hope. And I felt like, wow, this is actually possible for me. I learned as well that although I thought I was okay, there were still a lot of things that I was doing that were not okay. There's still a lot of thoughts that I'm having that aren't normal or aren't okay. It's not that they're not normal, but they're just not, you know what I mean? Like, they're eating disorder focused. And even though I may not be as bad as a lot of others, I think I hadn't done the work like internally, and I've been through so much since then. Like, I've been through a lot of pregnancies and a miscarriage, and you know, breastfeeding and all of those things. So there's been a lot of changes, and now I'm kind of left at the end of it, and I've been all over the place, and now I'm here. And now I've come out the other side, and I feel like, I can't remember what I was saying. I've lost my train of thought. I think I was saying I've come out the other side, and I have realized that actually there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it was just amazing. So just to know that, like, it is possible for me, who I thought was just forever tainted and forever broken, to fully recover and be like a normal person someday. Because I go through periods of thinking that I'm completely normal, and then I can go through a really bad spell of just very, very negative thoughts, and just I can spiral so easily. Usually it happens when a lot of things in my life are outside of my control, and I try to control one thing, which is generally food. So it's funny because I'm cooking right now, but yeah, and sometimes I don't even see it in myself. I don't even recognize it. It can conceal itself as different things, but now I'm like, okay, now I finally realize what I have been doing wrong all of this time, or what mistakes I've been making, and what things I just cannot do if I want to be eternally free of this. So the reason why I'm talking about it with you guys is because I think it's way more common than people want to believe. And certainly ever since that last video that I made, I felt like there were just so many people that came out and reached out to me and told me that they were in the same boat that I would never have imagined. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't suffer with anxiety. I don't suffer with depression. I don't suffer with, like, from a lot of, I don't have like drug addiction or alcohol addiction or smoking addiction or anything like that. This is my thing. Like, this is just an issue that I've had for so long, which has kind of risen and fall, like it's gone in like peaks and peaks and valleys throughout my life, or throughout my adult life. And everyone just has, most people have a thing, and it's nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed about. It's just, it's normal. Actually, I always thought I was not normal, and now I'm realizing I actually am normal. So anyway, just thought that I would let you guys know that I have my next coaching call tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it, actually. Just because I know the progress that I made already in just 1 week, and it's just been, I can't even explain to you how amazing it is. Like, seriously, if you are in the same boat as me, or if you're worse off than me or better off than me, it doesn't matter. If you have the same issue, seriously think about getting like one-on-one coaching with somebody who has been in the same boat, because it seriously makes a difference. Okay, back to cooking. I am just adding in I just added in the salmon, the prawns. I need a bigger bloody pot, it seems like, or saucepan, whatever this is, frying pan. I think I need one of those like paella pans, you know. But yeah, I added in the mushrooms, the prawns, and the salmon in here, and I'm just mixing it all up. And now I'm going to add in the best bits. Can you guess what the best bits are? The cream and parmesan as well.
So there wasn't really a plan, to be honest, boys and girls, to include that. I was in the middle of editing a vlog where we went to Brighton, and then I came across that clip, and I was just kind of listening away to it, and I was thinking, that is really, you're right, Anna, that Jonathan was right to say that. I think it is really important, you know, and I decided to leave most of it unedited so Anna could say it her words, because I think it is really helpful. Like, I've been here with Anna. I feel like I am the partner of Anna's dark passenger. You know, I've lived with Anna's dark passenger for the last 12 years. So I feel like I've learned a lot and I've observed a lot as a third person. So I think people who live with people who have, like, you know, I have loads of problems, and Anna has lived with me and all my problems, so her knowledge of my life issue problems is probably greater than the person who doesn't live with someone who has those problems. So I feel like I am very knowledgeable on certain aspects of what Anna was talking about, and that's why I've seen what she's doing now, and I've seen the huge impact, and I was like, you need to share that with other people, because you didn't know what to do, and you tried loads of things and a lot of things didn't work, and right now you're in a really good place. And I feel like if there's other people out there, and a lot of people look up to Anna and a lot of people engage with Anna, and I was like, let's use the old platform again. Like, we love using it for the old goodness, you know, spreading the goodness, sprinkles. So, you know, hopefully, you know, a couple of people out there heard what Anna said, and it makes a difference in your life. And then tomorrow I'll put back a normal vlog. Okay, sorry about that, but I think, come on, it was good. It was for a good cause. It was for a good reason. And thanks for watching anyway. Leave us some comments. Leave Anna some comments. She's obviously going to read all these because it's kind of her vlog. I just wanted to pop in just in case you forgot about me. Hi, how's it going? And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Together we're stronger.